Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Mr. Moreno. While we are waiting for the others to log in, I have the link of the slides in the chat. Go ahead and pull it up so that everyone can have a copy. All right. Okay, so today we are going to explore a very strong topic in science, and that's what we call chemical reaction. And by the end of the lesson, you are expected to define what is chemical reaction, identify the signs or factors of chemical reaction, and understand the basic concept of reactants and products. We're going to cover the standard, analyze and interpret data on the properties of substances before and after the substances interact to determine if a chemical reaction has occurred. All right, so we will go ahead and get it started with our first activity. There's an image on the slide. I just want you to observe and tell your notices. Yes, go ahead, Anna. Very good. So on the left side, the chains are resting, while on the other side, they are shiny. And there's change in color as well. Very good observation. What about the second image? Yes, go ahead, Joe. So the banana is turning into a complete rotten banana, right? And if you look at the one on the very right, the black color, it's like, there's a change in color, right? Okay, so what about the third image? Right, it's a burning paper. You're right, Dave. And what do you notice? Correct, there's a light, okay? And what do you think will happen after a minute? Very good, it will turn into ash. And do you think ash can be brought back to its original formation? Definitely no. So these are all examples of a chemical reaction. And when we say chemical reaction, this is a process where one or more substances change into new substances. That means there is a formation of a new product. And chemical reaction can be shown in terms of chemical equation. So let's take an example, the reaction of hydrogen and oxygen to form water. So again, this is a chemical equation. And if you notice, there are symbols like plus sign and the arrow sign, okay? So on the left, there are two reacting elements, and these are what we call the reactants. And after the arrow, there's a compound form, which is another product or another substance, and that is what we call a product. So in every chemical reaction, there is always reactant and products. But how do we know if a chemical reaction has occurred? So in our next activity, you are going to watch video, and I want you to identify the signs or the indicators of a chemical reaction. So together with your partner, I'm going to put you in the breakout room. So breakout room 1, you're going to watch video 1. In breakout room 2, you're going to watch video 2. In breakout room 3, you're going to watch video 3, then 4 for breakout room 4, and then video 5 for breakout room 5. All right? I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do that. And then when you are done, go over with this slide, and I want you to answer this focus question. What signs of a chemical reaction did you observe in each video? Share your answer using Figma. All right, so go ahead and get it started now. All right, so 10 minutes has passed. Let's take a look at your answers. Okay, so in video 1, Anna Marie and Joseph, you have noticed that when vinegar and baking soda are mixed, there is a formation of bubbles. And that's one of the indicators of chemical reaction. Formation of bubbles or formation of a gas. Video 2, Angela and Carmela, you said when an apple is sliced and exposed to the air, it turned into a brownish color. That means change in color, right? Video 3, Michael and Jayla, you said the water became warmer when calcium oxide is added to it. So that means there's change in temperature. And video 4, Ryan and Richard, you said there is a solid substance that is formed when they mix together the vinegar and milk. And that solid substance is what we call precipitate. In video 5, Dave and Job, you said there's a strong light that is produced when magnesium ribbon is burned. All right, good job. You have a very good answers, guys. So again, this time, before we move on to the next activity, I want you to use this knowledge to answer the questions, okay? Again, signs of chemical reactions, color change, temperature change, formation of a gas, formation of a precipitate, and light and sound production, okay? Now, in our next activity using NERPAD, you're going to read a scenario and you need to analyze whether there's a chemical reaction or not. Okay, so go ahead and pull it up, the link. Okay, I'm gonna share you the code. All right, go ahead and click this link. Is it a chemical reaction or not? There you go. There's just a Google Docs. You need to write your answer here. Okay, 5 minutes. All right, 5 minutes has passed. So let's take a look at some of your answers, guys. All right, so let's take a look at the first scenario. Burning wood in a campfire. This is a chemical reaction because there's production of light and wood turn into ash. There's a production of new substance. Ice melting in the sun, it's not a chemical reaction, only a state of matter change, okay? Baking a cake, definitely there's a new product. Breaking a glass, there are only changes in the size of the glass. Okay, and dissolving sugar in water, there's no formation of a new substance because only the sugar molecules are being dissolved in water. All right, so we're gonna have a fun game this time using Kahoot, right? Okay, now 10 minutes has passed. Congratulations, guys, and those top winners in our next class, you will receive a reward from me. Now, before we end formally our lesson, I want you to think of the chemical reactions that can be observed at home. Yes, Jayla. Very good. Decomposition of garbage is one of the chemical reactions that happens in our home. Yes. Yes, Michael. That is right. Tarnishing of silverware when it reacts with acid, that is also a chemical reaction. Okay, so very good. And thank you for your participation for today's lesson. So I hope you have a good rest of your day.